Congratulations! You're doing your icebreaker. That's fantastic! It's the first step on your Toastmasters journey. My name is Chris Mortensen, and I've put this video together to help walk you through the process of how to prepare and present your speech so that you get the best possible start to your Toastmasters journey. But before going any further, let me clarify something. If you are nervous or scared about giving it, intimidated by some of the other members, or you're worried about exactly what you're supposed to say in your speech, rest assured, you are in the majority. Most people in this position, even those with prior speaking experience, feel nervous whenever they speak, especially if it is their first time in front of a new audience. Don't panic. By the end of this video, you will have a much better understanding of how to actually write an icebreaker, how to prepare for it, and how to present it. And along the way, I'll explain why it's important to do it the right way. Let's first take a look at what the icebreaker is all about. The icebreaker is your first speech, your chance to make a first impression, to show the club just how good you are, or how bad, right? That's what most people think. And that's why most people are terrified of the icebreaker. Everybody hates looking bad in front of other people, especially adults. The psychologists tell us that fear of public speaking stems from a fear of failure and ultimately rejection by the social group. That can become a real problem when that fear stops you from doing the one thing that will help you to improve. You see, the only way to really get better at speaking is to do it in front of an audience. The great thing about Toastmasters is the club is not there to judge you, but to support you, whether you look good or not. I'll wager that you will be much harder on yourself than the members of your club will be on you. They want to see you succeed and to help you succeed. There is no expectation that you'll be great, especially for your icebreaker. So don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Your club members know you are just beginning this journey to improve your public speaking skills. Okay, class, time for a pop quiz. I bet you weren't expecting that, huh? Question number 1. In one word, what is the subject of the icebreaker? Number 2. What is your time limit for this speech? Number 3. What are the objectives? And number 4, most importantly, where is this information found? Okay, here are all the answers in reverse order. Question number 4. The answers to question 1 through 3 are all found in your Competent Communicator Manual. Number 3. The objectives are found in a little blue box on the first page of whatever project you're working on. For the icebreaker, they are to begin speaking before an audience, to help you understand what areas require particular emphasis in your speaking development, and to introduce you to your fellow club members. Question 2. In the box, you'll also see that the icebreakers are supposed to be 4 to 6 minutes long. And number 1, the subject is you. The speech is about you, a subject you know well. I'll cover more about this in a minute. You should always know what your objectives are before you start writing your speech. This goes for the icebreaker and all future Toastmaster and non-Toastmaster speeches. You will get the most out of the Toastmasters program if you actually go through the whole project, reading all of the information in that chapter of the manual. Also, read the evaluation guide at the end of the project so that you know exactly what the evaluator will be looking for. I said that the speech is about you, but I didn't mention what about you. So should you talk about your job, your family, the time you went on a journey and got lost and had some great adventure, your favorite hobby, the sports or instruments you played growing up, your best friend? Sure, any of those will do. Don't make this hard. What were the objectives of the speech again? To begin speaking before an audience, to help you understand what areas require particular emphasis in your speaking development, and to introduce you to your fellow club members. So all you need to do to be successful is to speak for 4 to 6 minutes, so by the time you're done, your club members have a little better understanding of some aspect of who you are. That's it. It doesn't really matter what they learn about you. Pick something fun that you can talk about for at least 4 minutes. Don't try to do too much. Often people try to cram in too much information in a short period. Just a story or two with a point or two is fine for now. There will be plenty of time for other points and other stories later. Let's just get through this first speech first. If you have a mentor, tell him or her about what you're planning on talking about. They may have some ideas for you. Once you've figured out what you're going to talk about, it's time to get organized. Write down the basic message of the speech. Then write down the outline of what you want to say. You don't need a script, just the basic parts of the story or the basic messages. Then practice going through it and time yourself. You may find that when you speak in front of the group, you may forget to say something, or you may talk faster because you're nervous. So make sure you don't only have 4 minutes of material for a 4 to 6 minute speech. 5.5 minutes worth is safer. You can also use that outline to make notes using short bullet statements, usually on a few note cards. Ideally, once you get a few speeches under your belt, you'll want to speak without notes at all. But for the icebreaker, if you want to use them, go ahead and use them. As long as you know your opening and your closing, and the basics of what you want to say in the middle, you'll do great. It's the big day, the day of the speech. Don't forget to bring your manual to the meeting. Give it to the person who's going to be your evaluator before the meeting begins. Also, don't forget to bring those note cards. Some people find that they don't actually need them, but just knowing that you have them makes you feel more secure. Remember that the club is there to support you. If you're nervous, that's okay. It's normal. One thing that helps you to overcome some of the nervousness is to focus on the message and not yourself. And don't focus on the individual words. Remind yourself every time you speak, it gets just a little bit easier next time. Try to have fun with it. Have you ever watched someone speak who was really, really nervous? It can be tough to watch. Now think about someone who was having a good time when they were on stage. They're relaxed, they're enjoying themselves. That makes it so much more enjoyable for the audience. That's how your audience is going to feel too. You can do this. This is a Toastmasters speech. This is a place where you can practice. I hope by now you feel a little better about your icebreaker. Here's what I've covered. First, how to write your icebreaker speech. Remember, you just need a simple story from your past, and you only need to write the outline. I mentioned how to prepare for it. You should practice and use note cards if you need to. And I said how to present it. Never forget that the audience is on your side. Keep focused on the message, and try to have fun. If you're already somewhat of an advanced speaker, and you want to impress your club members, there's nothing wrong with looking at speeches 2 through 10 from your Competent Communicator manual and incorporating those elements into your speech. But if you're a relatively new speaker, just focus for now on finding a good story, and let's just get through this first speech. Finishing your icebreaker should give you the confidence that you can build and deliver a good speech. There are over 313,000 current Toastmaster members, and almost every single one of them has given an icebreaker. It was a big deal for each of them, and it will be a big deal for you. They, or should I say we, have all been there. We've been nervous. Many people have been terrified, but we got through it. Every journey starts with its first step, and this step is for you to take. I'm Chris Mortensen, and I wish you the best of luck with this first step, and may you have a wonderful journey through Toastmasters.